Man. So the black people who were attacking are wrong. This why I'll say what's so funny about black power. Matter of fact, let me start off. See Lay Trey back in here, man, back in here. Put a one in the comment section if you knew all along that Fanny was gonna win. Like I told you guys, appearance is not what you think it is. Appearance has to mean something bigger than some person screwing their employee. Appearance has to be way bigger than some person paying somebody back in cash. It is not like that in law. I learned this when I was a young dude out there doing wrong, and I hired my own lawyer at 16 years old to avoid a case. I knew we blacks are taught wrong about how the law works. And no matter how much I try to say to blacks, stop joining mayonnaise men in this fan- fantasy of it don't work like that. Y'all help white supremacy more than you realize. You really do. You help white supremacy much more than you realize. So she didn't get removed. She wasn't going to be removed. I told you guys she wasn't going to be removed because Terrence Bradley created this whole thing. And I want you to also notice how put a put a two in the chat room if you notice how white people, now that she has won, don't want to admit that she won. They just say decision in the Fani Willis case, but there is no case, it's a hearing. Judge rules Fani Willis can stay on Trump case. She won. She beat all of you people who thought that her getting up there talking and waving her finger was a bad thing. She's an AG. She can do that. You guys got to understand how AG, Supreme Court, uh, uh, Supreme Court of Mississippi, Supreme Court of Alabama, Supreme Court of Vermont. Y'all got to understand how this stuff works, man. Y'all be helping white supremacy because you be dealing with the lower level of understanding how this stuff works. We'll see, Lay Trey. Don't wave your finger at me. Don't talk down to me. No, that's the only way we can learn, man. We we can't learn just jumping on anything a mayonnaise person says. Good morning, NC Worker. So Fannie Williams has won, NC Worker. Fannie Williams has won, and the only penalty that she gets is the guy Nate gets replaced with another lawyer. That's it. That's it. But I told people she's not going to be removed because the white lady Ashley, she submitted a case that has nothing to do with what they was trying to remove her on. You have to show a closer impropriety. You have to show a closer level. Put a 3 in the chat room if you really thought. Put a 3 in the comment section if you really thought that Fanny was going to take the fall. Because I just don't understand how you guys listen to these white people and these black people who are trying to help white people. She's not getting removed. She's not. She's an AG. You got to do more to remove an AG than that nonsense that they put out. I was disappointed in some of the legal people I heard, but guess what? I took a step back. I said, well, they know the law, so they should be able to see what I see. You have to prove that she affected Trump. You cannot. It has nothing to do with who she slept with, who, what. That's for the county to deal with. That's for the county to deal with. It has nothing to do with that. It doesn't matter if she did this over here. The only way you can remove an AG is you have to show that Fani is related to a cousin of Trump. Fani is Trump's Trump's former girlfriend is Fani's friend. Yeah, that's the only way you can do this stuff. So it just amazes me. Now, she's won. She defeated all these anti-blacks. And everybody talking about, man, she talking crazy. You don't understand how power works. That lady did all that because she knew she was the most powerful person in the room. Yeah, yeah. I don't get it, man. It's like if you was to see a king. No, if you see Queen Elizabeth come down to Parliament and start talking shit, but you can't remove the Queen. You can't remove Queen Elizabeth. It has to be something else. You have to be able to unseat her in a different way. It just can't be because Queen Elizabeth is screwing her nephew. That was a real thing. Queen Elizabeth was screwing her nephew, but you just can't remove her based on that. Blacks be tripping me out with how much they help supremacy. They up there giggling and giggly, and they just wrong. And it's just wrong. Don't even realize that they wrong. And to all of the blacks, attorneys and legal people, now they got nothing to say. Lead attorney is the only one being honest. He's the only one being honest because he was kind of neutral the whole time. He was laughing, but he was kind of neutral the whole time. But even the girl that's on lead attorney is kind of upset that it didn't pan out the way she thought. No, you got to show more. You got to show way more than just somebody pays some money and somebody's sleeping. And I'm like, how are these people really trying to say that she's going to lose? Even Nate the lawyer has to admit that he was wrong. You just got to admit it. I got to see what Nate the lawyer is going to say. This is going to be interesting because he don't look happy. Nate the lawyer does not look happy right now. See, Nate sounds unhappy. Nate is like, well, and then some stupid person said it's a loss. And then Nate like, well, it's a partial win, it's a partial loss. He was wrong. He was wrong. You can't remove her. You can't remove her. That's why it's like laughing at people, man, because it's like she's an AG. She's not just a regular. I think sometimes people see black people in power and you just look at them as black. You just look at them as, well, they stupid just like the other breakdancing boogaloo person I saw in the subway. They, all black people are dumb. No. Nate looks upset. See, Nate is so upset. Nate is so upset. Nate is trying to say that everything applies to him applies to her. Not based on how Ashley tried to present the case. Ashley presented it in a way that was more about Nathan and less about her. Let me say it again. Ashley presented which I think her case had several holes in it, but she presented it in such a way that was more about him and less about her. His filings, his inability to lead a case, or never did a case before, never did a case before. Uh, his relationship to Terrence, and it was less about Fanny. And that's why I said a long time ago, you're not going to be able to remove her. Nate is so unhappy he was wrong. Shit is crazy. Nate is so unhappy he was wrong. Man. It's just crazy to see people want. Oh man. So this guy Billy Boy said, "How can you make this ruling when you prevented the rest of the witnesses? They had more facts to provide." The, Sir, this is a hearing. It's not a trial. You the, you're not you're not privy to a bunch of witnesses during a hearing. You have to present your stuff in a different type of package. This is not a criminal case. See, people are mad because they were wrong. People are angry because they were wrong. Now, Nate should have been honest and said to that guy, they can prevent witnesses all they want to because this is a hearing. This is a side hearing to a case. It's crazy. Let's see. Here we go with the her behavior and lack of candor with the court. Should have gotten her in trouble. Oh my God. Behavior and lack of candor with the court. She's not a regular lawyer. She's an AG. She can pop off all she wants. Pe- People don't understand how law works. It's so sad. Nate says she should be bounced, but based on what? He feels, but based on what? This is amazing. No, the judge is not going to look bad. It's impossible for the judge to look bad because, again, you guys are grasping at straws. The judge would have to have uh, shown somewhere in his opinion where he was not logical in coming to the decision that he came to. So it's y'all, yeah, this is crazy, man. Y'all don't treat mayonnaise men when they do this type of stuff. Y'all give mayonnaise men a pass when they do this type of stuff. So I remember Schwitzer. What was it, Switzer? When Switzer was an AG, he did the exact same shit. Exact same shit. And he was allowed to do it. And the only way they got Schwitzer out of there is through a prostitute he had sex with or some income tax. No, it was a prostitute. That's the only way they got him up out of there. He did the exact same shit. None of that. None of that. No, it's not about lie under oath. Oh my God. Okay, so if it's all about lie up under oath, we got police officers that do that constantly and get busted and they still keep their job. Y'all angry at just to be angry. Y'all need not even reasonable. There was no evidence. There was speculation. There was no evidence. All the judge said is your presentation has to be stronger than that. Your presentation has to be about Fanny herself, not some flighty fly by night relationship scandal. It has to be more than what you're presenting. That's all he's saying. And so this goes to that prolonged piece that I think the guy's name was Teddy that was grilling Ashley on. Nathan tried to settle the case early and quickly. He didn't try to prolong it. So therefore, by him doing that, it kills your whole argument of him wanting to financially benefit. It just kills the argument. So right there, you have to prove that they are gifts, not speculate that they are gifts. For example, one of my employees at work gives me a cigarette, okay? And the employee already has the job. They give me a cigarette. 2 weeks later or on that same day, I give them back $1 for that cigarette. You can't prove that was some quid pro quo nonsense. And even if you could, that has nothing to do with your client. Has nothing to do with your client. If at most him giving me that cigarette and me paying him back $1, that's something for the HR at the county level to deal with. That has nothing to do with your case and your client. Number one, because other people were on the trip. It wasn't just them two. That's number one. People other than those two went. So what? The mother is part of the case too. Y'all just be reaching. I swear y'all be reaching. Considering NC worker said considering a pivot change and doing it sales. People are upset because of how she presented herself during the hearing. I get it, but AG Switzer used to do the same thing. When AG, what was New York's? Matter of fact, darn near all of New York's AGs used to pop off. Switzer was one of my favorite AGs, man. Is that his name, Switzer? I want to say his name was Howard Switzer or Elliot Spitzer. Man, Elliot Spitzer used to pop off. Elliot Spitzer used to pop off. You cannot tell me nothing about an AG popping off the way Elliot Spitzer used to pop off. And the only way he got removed, the only way, was because of him being with some chick. That's it. He was going through a brothel. That's the only way they got him removed. That's it. So these people don't have a leg to stand on, man. So I'm finna eat some food, you guys. I'm gonna come back again and talk some more about this. But hey, Fani wins. Everybody else is mad. Appreciate you, NC Worker, and I will holler at y'all soon. Peace.